Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're decoding a phenomenon you've probably witnessed firsthand. Have you ever noticed how some guys can just stroll into a room, a meeting, or a group and instantly command respect without saying a single word? It's literally like they have a magnetic pull. Well, we're going to break down exactly how they pull that off step by step.
So really ask yourself, how do some people command a room instantly without speaking? The secret? Well, it isn't magic, and it definitely isn't about who's the loudest person in the room. The real secret is the absolute mastery of body language. And today, we're breaking down a complete, totally practical blueprint based on expert observation to help you build that exact same magnetic presence.
Okay, let's dive into this, because right off the bat, we need to shatter a massive illusion. For the longest time, people have fallen into this trap of thinking that only your physical looks and, expensive clothes matter for a first impression. Believing that myth is a total trap. It kills your potential and keeps you boxed in. The reality? Body language dictates respect long before anyone even notices the brand of your shirt.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're covering step 1, posture and voice, step 2, the arrow of eye contact, step 3, alive gestures, step 4, facial expressions, step 5, true relaxation, and finally, we'll wrap up with 3 critical mistakes you absolutely must avoid.
All right, let's jump right into step 1, posture and the voice connection.
Your posture is literally the first thing that speaks for you before you even open your mouth. Think about it. If you have a slouched posture, shoulders slumped down, neck bent, you instantly signal weakness and a lack of confidence to the room. But the moment you stand straight, relax those shoulders, and keep your neck aligned, bam, you project instant confidence and authority. And here's the crazy part. It affects not just others, but your own brain. When you slouch, your brain receives feedback that you're weak or submissive. But when you correct your alignment and stand tall, it literally sends immediate signals of power right back to your own mind. It's a total game changer for your internal state. Actually, I want to challenge you to try something right now. Put your phone down for a sec and try this test. First, look down at the floor, hunch your shoulders, and say a sentence out loud. Okay, now stand up perfectly straight, look forward, and say that exact same sentence again. Notice the difference? Proper body alignment instantly opens up your chest and vocal cords, making your voice significantly stronger and clearer, completely effortlessly.
Moving right along, let's hit step 2, the arrow of eye contact.
So, if posture is your foundation, eye contact is the arrow. It's the one specific tool that can take a very simple, ordinary statement and make it feel incredibly powerful and piercing to whoever is listening. To really get this, let's look at a high-stakes story from our source material. Picture this. It's the very first day of college. You've got this notoriously tough, strict professor in the room, just actively roasting nervous students one by one, demanding they explain a complex topic. Everyone is shaking, staring down at their desks in sheer terror. The tension is incredibly high. And then, the professor calls on our narrator. Instead of looking down and cowering like everyone else, the student stood up, locked eyes directly with the professor, and calmly said, "Sir, I lack personal interest in this topic. But if you explain it again, I will try my best to understand." No way, right? Delivering that honest statement while looking directly into the professor's eyes completely diffused the tension. The professor respected the honesty and simply told him to sit down. That right there is the commanding power of eye contact. Which brings us to step 3, bringing words to life with gestures. Think about the most captivating actors or political leaders you've ever watched. They never just speak with their mouths. They actively use their hands to make their messages stick in your mind. If you glue your hands to your sides while talking, your entire physical presence feels incredibly dull, rigid, and closed off. But, there's a delicate balance to strike here. You definitely shouldn't wildly overdo it and distract people by waving your arms every second. Instead, keep your hands generally near your chest area. Let your natural movements show your energy, and actively use specific gestures to emphasize key points. When your hands move naturally, it totally brings your words to life and makes you look genuinely authentic. I'm going to assign you a little actionable homework right now to master this. Try the 2-minute mirror exercise. Just stand in front of a mirror and speak to yourself for 2 minutes about your day. Actively watch your natural hand movements. Are they completely stiff and lifeless? Open them up. Are they hyper and totally over the top? Practice calming them down. You're looking to find that perfect, open balance where you look energized but totally in control.
All right, on to step 4, the power of facial expressions. So the crucial point here is that people read your face long before they process the actual words coming out of your mouth. You could be saying the most profound, confident things imaginable, but if you're delivering it with a completely blank, empty face, you're cutting your impact in half. We really need to debunk this myth of being naturally expressionless. Honestly, for most people, a blank face is just a side effect of phone addiction. We stare at screens so much, we literally forget how to physically react in the real world. Smile slightly, let your eyebrows move naturally when you talk, and react with active nods or sounds like ah or understood when listening. These simple micro-reactions instantly make you appear genuinely interested and vibrantly alive.
Let's slow the pacing down just a bit as we discuss Step 5, the art of true relaxation.
This step is all about the inner game of body language. See, when you try too hard to look confident, it completely backfires. Overthinking every single physical move you make actually makes you look incredibly stiff, awkward, and, let's face it, entirely fake. Fake confidence is stiff and forced because you're constantly worrying about what people think. Real confidence, it's comfortable, naturally flowing, and self-accepting. When you're truly relaxed, you're perfectly comfortable occupying your own space. Your gestures just flow effortlessly because you aren't trying to force an outcome or impress anyone. And this brings us to a really beautiful concept: silence. So often we rush to fill dead air because we feel awkward, but true silence is a powerful sign of internal confidence and comfort, not a symptom of weakness. True confidence isn't actively shown off, it simply radiates as a calm, steady energy when you finally stop needing to prove yourself to the room.
All right, let's inject some energy back into this. We are transitioning to our final and perhaps most important agenda item, the 3 critical mistakes to avoid. You could perfectly execute all 5 steps we just covered, but if you unknowingly commit these specific habits, they will instantly ruin the magnetic aura you just worked so hard to build. Here is mistake number 1. Unnecessary fidgeting. Constantly adjusting your hair, pulling at your shirt collar, crossing your arms defensively, or repeatedly checking your watch. These movements do not make you look busy or important. They literally scream nervousness and deep discomfort to anyone watching you. Confident people are remarkably still. Mistake number 2 is dead energy. You could have technically perfect standing posture, but if your shoulders sag the second you start walking and your face looks completely exhausted, you lose all your magnetism. And let's be clear, having energy doesn't mean you need to be loud or incredibly hyper. It simply means looking alive with an open chest, a present mind, and a vibrant step. And finally, mistake number 3, being a statue. Some folks get so obsessed with having perfect body language that they completely freeze up. Trying to rigidly hold a perfect pose makes you look like a fake, uncomfortable statue instead of a dynamic, relatable human being. You absolutely have to allow for natural, flowing, relaxed movements. Striving for absolute physical perfection just makes you look entirely unnatural. I want to conclude this explainer with an incredibly powerful thought from the source material. Confidence isn't loud. The world cannot ignore a calm mind. Body language is ultimately just a physical reflection of your internal state. So what does this all mean for you? The next time you walk into a room, ask yourself, are you frantically trying to prove your worth to them, or are you comfortable enough to just let your presence speak for itself?